Hello, my name is Bria Thompson, and the book that I read was Thinking Fast and Slow. Thinking Fast and Slow has two main fictional characters, System 1 and System 2. System 1 is our more automated system, which makes decisions quickly without any effort. System 2 is our more effortful, more deliberate, slow thinker system, which allows us to process things. When initially reading the differences between System 1 and System 2, I automatically equated my System 1 to my bad conscience, which is also a fictional narrative that we learn when we are younger. The reason why I came to this conclusion is because when looking at the Mueller-Lyer illusion, and I was asked which line is longer, or are they equal, I automatically assumed that the line on the top was the shorter line. And after reading, as predicted, both of the lines are equal. And I trained my System 2 to now look at every time I see that problem that both of the lines are equal, but it still, to this second, does not sit right in my system. So that's how I equated that my System 1 is illogical and irrational and just makes poor decisions altogether. I then had to realize that our System 1 does have value. And that comes into play because things are constantly changing and we're constantly distracted by different things. And System 2 cannot handle distractions when making decisions. Our System 1 also puts things into context. So for example, if it was nighttime and I heard a noise, my automatic system will automatically know to run the opposite way because I will assume that I might be in danger. So it kind of fits into our survival when we take into consideration our intuition. The conflict comes when we use our System 1 to outweigh what our System 2 is trying to tell us. Or actually, if we don't use our System 2 at all, if we just stop at our System 1. I think that the best example that in this book that showcases we should further continue to our System 2 is the idea of loss aversion. So loss aversion is that humans associate losses heavier than they associate gains. So people don't always look in terms of the end results. If the wealth is more than the loss, it's am I going to feel this loss more than I feel this gain? So one example that I can give, if we had to flip a coin, so 50-50 chance, tails means that I will win $130. Heads means that I will lose $100. I probably wouldn't take this bet because that's not a good enough gamble for me. Although the gain is $30 more than a loss, I'm still worried about that loss being $100. Daniel says that in order for people to play the game, you will have to double what the loss is. So instead of it being $100 to $130, if it was $200 to $100, and you had a chance of winning the $200 or the chance of losing the $100, then you might play that game. The problem is that when we look at the original problem of winning $130 if we land on tails, or losing the $100 if we land on heads, it's still a 50% chance regardless of how high the number gets for our gains. So this proves that sometimes we need to be able to know when we need to further go into our System 2 so we can make rational decisions. After reading the book, I don't know if I'm going to make more rational decisions, but I do realize that I can stop and not always think as quickly on my System 1. I can take time and think through the problem so I can try to make more rational and sound decisions.